India produced engineering talent at a massive scale, but for decades, much of that talent has been channeled into service-oriented coding and implementation roles rather than system-level design, deep innovation, or original product creation. The cities of the Indus Valley were not just brick structures, they were organized thought. Streets were planned, drains were covered, homes had wells. Later, we saw stepwells descending deep into the earth, reservoirs surviving beside deserts, an iron pillar that resisted rust for centuries, temples rising like mathematics carved in stone. Engineering was not the name of a job, it was knowledge for sustaining life, a bridge between nature, society, and human need. Railways were built, bridges were laid, canals were dug. This period introduced modern engineering education. Hands-on knowledge met formal study. A foundation was formed, even if the direction was not our own. When the country became independent, engineering found its voice again. Dams rose across rivers, steel plants came alive, electricity reached dark villages, new institutions were built. An engineer then meant someone building the nation. Earth, steel, electricity, water. These were the materials of the future. But you know, history does not always move according to dreams. Sometimes responsibility, security, and survival quietly change direction. After the 1990s, a new door opened, the world of software. There were jobs, salaries, city life, and, well, opportunities abroad. Factories did not grow as fast, research labs did not expand enough, but the computer screen offered a visible, stable future. So, something rare happened in history. Mechanical, electrical, civil engineers, those trained in the language of machines, energy, and structures, gradually moved into the world of code. It was not a rejection of engineering, it was a response to economic reality. Here, without much noise, the meaning of a word began to shrink. Slowly, in public imagination, engineering became degree, then coding, and finally, just an IT job. A quiet narrowing took place. The smell of soil, the sound of factories, the experimentation of labs, all of that moved to the background. We did not lose intelligence, we simply channeled it into a narrow corridor. For engineering, it happens when roles narrow the scope to, implement this ticket, fix this bug, and follow this spec. When someone with systems-level capability is used only for syntax-level execution, their deeper faculties, long-term vision, remain idle. That's a potential mismatch, and their inner discomfort comes from burnout from underuse of one's deeper capacity. An engineer loses engineering expression only if they see the system and, stop asking why. The real tragedy is when engineers forget they are builders of possibilities and just accept being only executors of instructions. This path, honestly, lifted millions of families out of poverty. It created a new middle class. But in exchange, machines, manufacturing, and deep physical technologies did not grow with equal strength. Talent, you see, flowed where the economy created opportunity. India produced engineering talent at a massive scale, but for decades, much of that talent has been channeled into service-oriented coding and implementation roles rather than system-level design, deep innovation, or original product creation. This didn't happen because engineers lacked ability. It happened because the economic structure rewarded delivery and cost efficiency more than invention and long-term technological leadership. Over time, this creates quiet dissatisfaction, not burnout from too much challenge, but from too little meaningful challenge. They worked hard, built careers, and powered economic growth, but often didn't get to function as full builders of possibilities. So, the important shift now is that this phase is not permanent. Automation and artificial intelligence are, reducing the value of routine coding while actually increasing the need for system thinkers, designers, and human-centered engineers. The same forces that once narrowed roles are now, pushing engineers back toward higher-order work. The story, then, is not just about lost potential. It's really about a transition point, from execution-driven engineering to imagination-led, system-level, human-focused engineering. Today, the world is, honestly, asking new questions. Not just code, but energy systems, semiconductor technologies, electric mobility, robotics, and climate-resilient infrastructure. Once again, we need engineering that, touches the physical world. Those who moved into software did not make a wrong choice. But, that economic chapter is slowly closing. A new chapter is calling for engineers who can stand at the meeting point of the digital and the physical. This is not a story of decline. It's really a story of losing balance as economic forces tilted us heavily towards software. Now the moment asks us to see the whole again. The engineer of the future cannot know only code. They must understand human potential, nature, energy, materials, and digital systems as parts of one living whole. Then engineering will regain its older dignity, not merely as a profession, but as a force that helps civilization move forward. We did not fall behind because we lacked talent. We drifted because economic currents pulled us strongly in one direction. Now, history is opening the field again. The question is simple and profound. Do we have the courage to walk the wider path once more?